Wrath must be met with wrath.
She was supposed to break the game.
This champion release is going to be one for the ages.
They're just like overloading every single champion that's reworked or released. I don't understand why.
Who made this? Why?
What is this, Riot? It's worse than Cassante!
Yeah, 30 seconds to Jake.
What the f are you doing up there, boss?
I don't know. I don't know what my champion does.
Instead, she represented a new era for League.
Not able to actually grab that kill though, and maybe they've overstepped as Shio gets a shield back and he dives on forward. What? CLC! This young man is insane!
But is she really broken, or is she simply a sign of the way League of Legends has changed?
Does have to burn his cleanse.
The Shy?
And the Shy finally finds a window, breaks open the door, and kicks down Thunder Talk. A triple kill with the snap of a finger. Satam desperately trying to kite back with this rise, get the root prisms down, but no, it's not enough. Guess what it is? A Shy pentakill!
Ambessa.
Before we get into the video, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Omen, who are our portal to possibility for sending us to amazing esports events all over the world. We'll be right there at the center of all the action, sharing the best esports has to offer with all of you. Unleash your ultimate gaming potential with the Omen Max 16 laptop. Crafted for powerful performance, the Omen Max 16 is equipped with up to an Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, offering gamers desktop-level performance anywhere, encased in a light, portable body they can take on the go. Then there's also a groundbreaking new self-cleaning fan technology called Fan Cleaner. Powered by Intel, this built-in feature periodically reverses the fan's direction to prevent dust buildup for absolutely peak reliable performance. And for the first time ever, Omen gives players the ability to manually overclock their laptop CPU and GPU for max performance, up to 250 watts total processing power without having to go into the BIOS. Thanks again to Omen for helping players navigate through any gaming obstacle to reach new levels with the Omen Max 16, now available at omen.com. And now, let's get back to our story.
Ambessa is one of the most polarizing characters in League's roster. When she was first revealed, many feared she would destroy the game on release, that the League we play today is just a different game than it used to be. But before she entered the Rift, most players were first exposed to Ambessa from her appearance in Arcane. In the show, she is the cunning, ruthless matriarch of the Medardha family. As a longtime Noxian general, Ambessa was exposed to the cruelty of war. The brutality she witnessed molded her into a fierce leader that would do anything to protect her family. She tried to impose these same values on her children, but her children showed aptitude for politics, not war. Mel, her daughter, was sent off to Piltover to become a counselor, while Kino, her son, was assassinated by the Black Rose. Ambessa's fears of an impending war brought her to Piltover to talk to Jace Tallis, the inventor of Hextech, into weaponizing his technology. At the same time, she employed a sleeper agent to infiltrate Caitlyn's inner circle. Ambessa was conniving, manipulative, and ruthless, but her thirst for power ultimately led to her demise. Blinded by the power of Hextech, Ambessa let her guard down and was killed by her own daughter, Mel. Ambessa was a cunning leader and fighter until the very end, and Riot made sure that her exceptional power came across when they brought her over to League of Legends.
And a lot of the early process was trying to figure out who Ambessa is based on what we've seen in the show, and how does that exactly work in League?
What does she believe in, and what would she never do?
She's a Noxian general.
She's a fighter, she's a mother, she's the head of Clan Medardha.
How exactly do we make that work?
Ambessa was every bit the fierce warrior in-game as she was in the show. But when Riot shared the first glimpse of Ambessa's gameplay in October 2024, many players thought they'd taken things too far.
This champion release is going to be one for the ages, as she is the Tank, Death Knight, Paladin, Hunter, Cassante, Rogue, Warrior, Enchanter, Bruiser, Wizard, Warlock, Priest, Assassin, Gunslinger, Druid, Shaman, Necromancer, Ninja, Bard, Monk, Robot, Conjurer, Cassante, Blacksmith, Mystic, Warden, God, Illusionist, Templar, Wizard, Mage, Cougar, Ajama, Karen, from Arcane, and she's absolutely broken.
Ambessa's passive, Drakehound Step, allows her to dash a short distance anytime she inputs an attack or movement command, while also applying bonus range, damage, attack speed, and energy refunds to her next attack. Her Q, Cunning Sweep, and Sundering Slam swing her blades in a semicircle in front of her. If she successfully hits an enemy, then her next Q will slam the blades down in a line in front of her, dealing bonus damage to the first enemy it touches. Next is her W, Repudiation. Ambessa gains a shield, braces herself, and then slams into the ground, damaging nearby enemies. If she blocks any non-minion damage during this time, then the ability deals increased damage. Ambessa's E, Lacerate, spins her twin blades around her, damaging and slowing nearby enemies. The passive from this ability also allows her to dash a second time at the end of her regular dash. Lastly, her ultimate, Public Execution, makes her blink to the farthest enemy champion in a line and suppress them. Ambessa then slams the enemy into the ground, dealing damage and stunning that enemy. And from this initial reveal, most players thought that Ambessa was pretty overtuned. Her seemingly never-ending dashes and mobility made everyone think that Riot hadn't learned from their past mistakes.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I just seen about like 3 dashes already. Hold up. What the f is that? Run that shit back. Allah took him again, Riot. So you telling me this is just a passive, so you can dash 3 times already. So you're telling me I'm tilted. I don't want to see this.
What I don't understand is, like, Cassante has been complained about for 2 years straight. 2 years, and he's dominating pro play.
Dash.
And they've made a champ in top lane that's like, it looks equally as broken.
They're just like overloading every single champion that's reworked or released. I don't understand why.
Mobility has been one of the biggest ways Riot has made new champions more powerful over the years, and one of the biggest buffs they've given old champions in reworks. League of Legends was not always a game where every champion on the Rift had access to endless dashes. Flash was a precious resource and used as such. But as the years went on and champions had to explore new, more powerful design space, the rate of kits loaded with mobility went up.
Now trying to get some work done here onto Prince, whose W is available, but he gets his hand shook. Chobi's going to dive on forward. Everfrost doesn't quite find the mark.
Wait!
Prince picks up the kill onto Lehens. He stays for too long as Chobi doesn't get the return. It's a double kill!
Older, slower champions have a hard time competing with the newer, faster ones. And Ambessa, with quite literally a dash on every single button, seemed like the most galling example of power and mobility creep League had seen yet. And when Ambessa hit the PBE, these dashes proved to be a bit ridiculous.
What am I doing? I don't know. I'm just being OP, I guess.
Before Ambessa was even released, most players were labeling her as broken. Nobody could comprehend why they created yet another champion filled with gap-closing abilities. But even then, Riot had a feeling she wasn't quite as broken as she seemed.
There's a lot of things with Ambessa that she has as downsides for these dashes, right? Like, she is weak in a 1v1 if she can't utilize the dashes. Like, you know, what are you going to dash against Renekton or Jax, for example, right? You know, if you're playing against Aatrox, then it's like pretty good, but we wanted to make sure that we built in clear weaknesses and clear moments of counterplay.
Yes, she has a lot of mobility triggers. She certainly can dash multiple times sequentially in a way that few other champions can, but I think she has very low access to hard CC, and she can be locked down. And we tune around other parts of her kit where really a lot of her power budget is allocated toward those dashes.
Players on the PBE quickly discovered a mechanic that allowed Ambessa to trigger an ability, auto-attack an enemy champion, and then dash away from them, essentially allowing her to dash forever. This made it quite difficult to actually lock her down and kill her. Riot quickly addressed the issue and promised to remove it ahead of Ambessa's full release. But despite the nerf, when Ambessa hit the live servers in November 2024, many players opted to avoid her altogether, making her the most banned champion for the entire month. It was clear that Ambessa was still extremely oppressive in the right hands. She dominated any game she did slip into, even when in the hands of players who still didn't fully understand her kit.
You might ult this wave, it's okay.
Oh no, he doesn't have, he used the top. Rolled it up, yeah. 30 seconds to Jake.
What the f are you doing up there, boss?
I don't know. I don't know what my champion does. My champion just killing
You're just
them.
triple killing them.
I don't know.
Despite being banned in most matches in lower elo, Ambessa was a problem at higher ranks when she first came out.
Just like, bro, I don't want to play against this anymore.
So in December, Riot nerfed her shield and the damage values on her E. And for the most part, that, alongside the other changes Riot has since made to Ambessa, have balanced her out. She remains decently strong, but is far from broken for most players. Her high skill ceiling means that you won't truly feel her full power until you really start to master her kit. She's been one of the highest priority champions throughout 2025, though her presence has dipped a little on recent patches. She's still hard to play, but in the hands of a highly skilled player, she can take over.
But Thunder Talk are finding ways to get the first pick down onto Rookie. But look at 1x and Hoya's health bars. They can't step up towards Gala, who does have to burn his cleanse.
The Shy?
And the Shy finally finds a window, breaks open the door, and kicks down Thunder Talk. A triple kill with the snap of a finger. Satam desperately trying to kite back with this rise, get the root prisms down, but no, it's not enough. Guess what it is? A Shy pentakill!
If you simply watched Arcane and want to play Ambessa though, you'll probably have a rough time, and that's okay. There are plenty of simple champions in League of Legends that players can climb the ranks with. Ambessa is intentionally a difficult champion to master, and players who put in the time and effort to learn her will be rewarded. But on the contrary, in learning how to counter Ambessa, you'll also reap the same reward. Ambessa's ult is pretty situational, and she can't just 1v9 like some people might tell you. Depending on the matchup, a skilled player can also dodge many of her abilities, especially her ult. That said, Ambessa was, for a moment, heralded to break League. On the surface, her litany of dashes should have spelled the end for the game. What happened? Was a little nerf all it took? Well, no. Simply put, League of Legends has changed. It's not the game Ambessa would have broken even a few years ago. League of Legends is now a game where mobility is standard, and while some less mobile champs can still succeed, new champions need to push the game forward.
Berserker taking so much damage. There's the Glacial Prison. Knockups are coming through, though the hostile takeover is so good, and Berserker keeps himself alive. They take down the turret is now Dudu, getting into the backline. He flashes on top of Chu. That is so much money! And Dudu may have just saved it for the DN Freaks. King is going to be going down. He cannot stand against 5 of them.
Riot doesn't just release overtuned champions to frustrate the community. They create characters that get players excited about the game, and every push they make to show something new and special inches the game towards more and more powerful abilities and mechanics.
Yeah, I think we try to message in a bunch of different ways. There's certain channels and certain times where we're just trying to get people hyped about the fantasy, and why should you be even interested in a champion like Ambessa? And with the Blood, Sweat, and Tears music video and all these things, it's really just creating this persona that she's this super powerful, domineering, agile, and aspirational character. She's gonna feel OP because right now we're trying to make her feel as awesome as possible.
Modern League is kind of unrecognizable from what the game used to be. It's not just mobility creep, it's a general power creep. Everything is more powerful and more flashy, and in some ways it has to be. League is 16 years old. New champions and mechanics are what get people excited about the game, and that includes champions with a level of mobility the game has never seen before, like Ambessa. But as a result, League has changed into the kind of game that Ambessa doesn't break. If anything, she belongs in the kind of game League has become more than some older, less flashy champions do. Old school League players may not like where the game is headed, but Ambessa feels like she was made for this version of League. League, where being complex and flashy is the new norm. Even the simpler, older champions have had their kits reworked, layered with more mechanics just to keep up. On paper, she looked like one of the most broken champions Riot had ever made, but in reality, she fits the current mold perfectly, and that says more about what League has become than it does about her. And if League of Legends is going to continue to be one of the most popular games on the planet, then sometimes Riot needs to do something crazy. Sometimes they need to make a champion like Ambessa.
Thanks for watching. If you want more content like this, hit the sub button and ring the notification bell. For unique bite-sized videos you won't find anywhere else, hit us up on our X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.